Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Good
Good
morning, ma'am.
morning. Good
Assalamu
morning,
alaikum, ma'am.
Shafi. Assalamu alaikum. It takes very long to allow students to uh, join the class. So just give me a minute because many are joining. Okay. Okay. And actually, since it rained yesterday, my Wi-Fi isn't working. So, and I used my mobile data last night, so I don't have much of the mobile data. So, and Fiza ma'am shall not be joining us today. So what we can do is we can have a brief discussion of one idea which I want to discuss regarding the introduction of OB, and then we can have the attendance, and then we can end the class. All right. Okay, so we have 58 students at the moment. All right. So, like we discussed yesterday, like Fiza ma'am already briefed you that, for example, if we like to sum up what introduction you received yesterday regarding OB, we can say that OB is the study of what people do in an organization. Okay, and how their behavior affects the organization's performance. Like whatever they do, that sum ups somehow the overall behavioral effect on the organization's performance. And we say that, for example, we say TCS have so and so behavior culture, or Google has such behavior culture. But when we say about the organization, we really don't mean that it is the organization. We don't mean that the bricks or the walls. We mean the people, right? Because any organization is made of people. We don't say, whenever we say organization, we are referring to people. So, in the same way, we can say that OB is concerned specifically with employment related situations. What situations they provide to their employees, what in what working circumstances the employee is working, that defines organizational behavior. So we should not be very much stunned or surprise if we come to know that OB emphasizes on issues related to some of the issues Fiza ma'am mentioned, and some of the issues could be absenteeism, right? Because if the job related environment, if the employment related situation is not very feasible, is not very comfortable, suitable, then it leads to absenteeism. Okay, so we can say that behavior of any organization affects absenteeism, how much the worker is coming to the organization, or how much he is not willing to come to the organization. It could be also related to employee turnover, that how fast or how slow the employees are tending to they tend to leave the organization or join the organization, their productivity, how much they are working hard to improve their productivity or to finish their task for the day, and of course their performance and the overall management. Okay. Also, nowadays it is said that OB also includes the topics which would be coming in your upcoming units, like motivation and power, some interpersonal communication, and also the group structure or teamwork, and learning is a topic there. Attitude is a topic there in a unit, in third unit of second unit. Change, conflict, Such things come up when OB is being studied, and the behavior of any organization is studied, because when people are working together, they face changes together, they go through change processes. So, how they are dealing with those change processes, how much they are able to accept that, how much they are able to resist, how much they are resisting it. So, that all together forms the organizational behavior. And because of all this only, that how the people would react, or how the people would accept the work design or stress in organization, that together forms the organizational behavior of the particular organization. One more thing which I can brief you about is disciplines that contribute to the OB field. There are some disciplines, some behavioral sciences which contribute to the organizational behavior field. For example, one of the behavioral science which contribute to the OB field is psychology. Psychology measures, it explains the the behavior of course, human. And of course, we can talk, if we are talking about psychology in general, then human here, but also about animals or other creatures. Psychology defines that how they are changing their behavior, either human or even animals. So those the theorists who have theorists and the psychologists, they have laid emphasis on psychology if organizational behavior is to be studied. So psychology plays an important role in overall developing an organizational behavior of any organization. Earlier, industrial or organizational psychologists, they studied the problems of, for example, boredom, people feeling bored at workplace, maybe a fatigueness, they feel tired, they are not feeling very much interested in their work, and other working conditions which could hamper the efficient work performance. So, why people feeling fatigue at work organization? Why they feeling bored? So that is somehow related to psychology also. That could be related to psychology as well. So more recently, the contribution of the psychologists have expanded to include the needs and motivational forces and job satisfaction, the decision making processes, performance appraisals, attitude measurement, even how the employee would be selected, the techniques for the selection of employees. So these areas have also been studied by the psychologists to understand the psychology of the workers, of the employees. Okay, so psychology could be one field, one behavioral science that contribute to the organizational behavior overall. So these are the topics which are covered in psychology. If we have a close look, which I just mentioned. Another behavioral science which could contribute to the OB field is could be social psychology. Okay, now what is social psychology? Social psychology is considered a branch of psychology which blends the concepts from both psychology as well as sociology. And sociology is to focus on people's influence on one another. Okay, so it is a blend of psychology and sociology. Sociology, where we focus on one person influencing the other, how strong or how weak that influence is. And one major area of social psychology is change. And like I mentioned a few minutes back, that how to implement change and how to make the change more effective. And at the same time, um, when the change is made effective, then it means that there is need to reduce the barriers which are maybe stopping people from accepting the change. Okay, so how we can make people understand that the change which is maybe the organization has introduced is for their good, is for the organization's good, and it would help them in future. Okay, and social psychologists also contribute to understanding uh, and measuring the changing attitudes, identifying communication pattern, because when a change is there, then we notice change in attitudes. People who are maybe very much in favor of the present working conditions, they may not show a very welcoming attitude or very positive attitude towards a change which they might come to know is going to be implemented. And also, like I said, there's need to identify the communication patterns, that how the communication should be done so that the change is considered favorable by the employees, because communication plays a very important role in the case of social psychology, because like we said that it is a blend of psychology and sociology. So psychology, that we have to maybe manipulate with the ideas one have in their mind, and through influencing through like sociology, so that we are able to influence the other people, right? So how we are communicating, what we are thinking. For example, if a change is being implemented, then okay, it might have some negative aspects as well. People might have to work harder, people might have to learn new skills. But if the organization is communicating, then what points do organization need to highlight? They may not they may not have to highlight these aspects at the beginning, right? They may show the positive sides, not that they may need to work hard and their past skills may become obsolete, because then of course there may be more resistance, they may be facing more resistance. So communication plays a very important role, that how the change which is to be implemented is communicated in such a way that employees consider the change favorable and they accept it more easily. They show less and less resistance. Another thing is building trust. Um, this How well the communication is being done, it also builds trust among the organizations, or among the employees of the organization, on the organization overall. So this is another behavioral science, social psychology, which contribute to the organizational behavior field. There are two more behavioral science which which I can share with you. The the third is sociology. This was social psychology. Now only sociology. Like I mentioned, that while psychology focuses on the individual, sociology focuses on people in relation to their social environment or culture. So, sociologists have contributed to the organizational behavior through their study of group behavior in organization, and particularly in complex organizations, how the group is formed, how a team is formed, how they work together. And when teams are formed, when people are working in a group, you may have worked in a group, maybe in your graduation, you might have, planned some events or planned some workshop or any project in a group. So you might have faced issues like conflict, or maybe related to power. Maybe one group member maybe in organizations, of course, group members are different in terms of power, in the because maybe everybody in the group is not at the same level. And organizational culture also plays an important role here. Structure, like I mentioned, the hierarchy, the formal organization theory and structure plays an important role. Also, communications again plays an important role in sociology. So sociology is another behavioral science field which contribute to the organizational behavior. And the fourth behavioral science, which I would like to mention here, is anthropology. Anthropology, I'm sure many of you knows, is the study of societies to learn about human beings and their activities. Okay, so anthropologists work on cultures and environments. So, here the behavioral science, some are overlapping each other. Okay, so for example, sociology, social psychology also covers communication, power, conflict, and at the same time, sociology also covers communication, power, conflict. Okay, so there may be overlapping of some of the concepts. So, but overall, the idea of these behavioral science are different from each other. So, anthropology, like I mentioned, is a study of societies uh, to learn about human beings and their activities. And these anthropologists, they are working on cultures, environments, and they have helped us understanding the differences in, you can say, the values, attitudes, behavior between people in different countries, and within different organizations even. Much of our current understanding of organizational culture, the environment, and differences among national cultures is a result of the work of the anthropologists and the methods they use. So that is why, for example, if you are studying the work culture, the people who are working at Google, and maybe the people who are working at ONGC or any other public sector organization, then we can say that it is some kind of an anthropology that is being practiced, because then they would be trying to learn about the employees working in that organization. And similarly, if at a larger level you see, then it is about countries also. Even countries have different cultures, different way of thinking, of working, and in countries also, different organizations follow different patterns. So this is something which I wanted to discuss with you today. That how what components do organizational behavior carries with respect to different behavioral sciences. Okay, and if you have any anything you want to add, or anything you want to clear, if any idea coming to your mind, please feel free to share. And in the meanwhile, what I can do is I can take the snapshot of the attendance today. Okay, I have taken the snapshot of the attendance. So anything you would like to say, or we should end the session now? Were you able to acknowledge the idea we I shared?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who was this? Okay. I didn't see who spoke.
Yes, ma'am.
Acha Kanishka. Okay. Okay then. Thank you very much. We will meet you on Friday then. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am. Eid Mubarak.
Okay, Naseem. Same to you.